This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Okolie here in Saudi Arabia. Lawrence, it's good to see you. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Good to see you. Always good to chat too.
It's good to catch up. It's been a while since I last saw you. So, yeah, how are you finding life? What's the latest with yourself, with your career? How things going?
Everything's good. I'm just here enjoying the sparring going on over there in the corner. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm happy to be here. Obviously, I had a fight 3 or 4 weeks ago now, so it's just cracking on.
Obviously, just to go back to that, how would you reflect on that fight now? Some time to look back on your win.
Yeah, I'm happy. Obviously beat a current world champion. Overcame an injury, won pretty much every round on 2 scorecards, and did the rounds as well. It was good to do 10 rounds. I haven't done rounds in 2 years. I got 2 first-round knockouts in my last 2 fights before this one, so it was good to do rounds. I remember, actually, you know what? When you do rounds, it's a little bit different to getting a knockout. So, it reminds me of stuff I need to reintroduce and stuff I want to add going forwards. But I'm looking forward to it.
How are you finding that side of things, settling into the new weight?
Yeah.
And obviously going into the fight, there was a lot more expectation that maybe you might have stopped him. So did you feel any frustrations that you didn't?
Yeah, of
quite
course,
get that
I
knockout?
felt frustrations, but you know what? You have to be realistic. When you tear a bicep in round 1, it's very difficult, especially against the southpaw. The shots that you need to set up, the big right hands and the left hooks are based off of your left hand being able to travel at certain angles, which I just couldn't do in the fight. So I had to kind of just figure out, what punch hurts, what punch doesn't hurt, and kind of work my way through. So it was good.
Obviously,
something crazy is going on. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, Dean Whyte's on the commentary, so.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, fair enough.
With yourself now, looking at that heavyweight division, it's stacked with so many potential fights. You've obviously got your promoter, you've got Frankie, you've got Turkey Al-Sheikh knocking about somewhere, I assume. What's the latest? What can you tell me?
We have a meeting arranged for this weekend. That's one of the main reasons why I came out here. Obviously, it's great to see the spars, it's great to see the fights, but we came out here for business, so I'll be able to let you know by the end of this weekend.
Is there anybody in particular who you have kind of in mind?
I wouldn't say anyone in particular. It's tough because Usyk's such a great champion with all the belts. It's like I've been a world champion every year since 2020, 2021. So it's kind of like, that's kind of how I see myself. I need to be a world champion, whatever. But when you got Usyk with all the belts and there's a queue, I can't just come in and just be like, F Parker, F. There's a queue. So we'll see.
Where would you place yourself in that queue?
If I'm honest, I wouldn't consider myself in the queue for Usyk. I'm in the queue for whoever beats Usyk or the vacant belts. I don't see myself in Usyk fighting unless he wants to carry on until he's 40. When you've got all the belts, you're only able to do 2 mandatories a year. So each belt only gets their mandatory once every 2 years, by the looks of it. So I'm more looking for him to retire, relinquish, stripped, whatever it takes to kind of free up the belts, and then we'll go. So I don't put myself on the list. I just say when the time comes, I'll be ready.
I mean, one of those belts is the WBO, your former title. We've got Joseph Parker, who's got the interim belt. He's trying to get that fight, but Usyk's requested he requested 90 days, but the WBO granted him a 30-day extension from when the deal.
Days.
Yeah.
Aye.
But the WBO.
That guy's not looking to let go of none of these belts anytime soon. 90 days.
Yeah, he asked for that, but then the WBO only gave him 30-day extension.
That's 2 months from when he had the fight. So what happens with the next one, the IBF or the WBC, or you do another? You know what I mean? That's what I mean when I say it takes years. So I think me and a lot of the other boxers are just like, mate, you're 38, you had a great career.
In terms of the current state of affairs, you've got one big fight I'm sure you're keeping an eye on Saturday, that main event, Moses Itauma, Whyte. Just get your thoughts on that first.
But I think not just that one, you've also got to look at David Adelaide and David Adelaide. You know what I mean? They're highly ranked with the WBO as well, and just great contenders. So my thoughts on the main event, I just think that it's hard for me to bet against a young, fresh guy. He's and also I've seen him firsthand, and I remember. Do you know what I mean? And I just can't see Dylan being able to offset what's going on. When you're on the rise, you're on the rise. So I think that we're going to see that.
A lot of people are expecting quite an explosive finish from Moses. Do you see it going that way? Do you see it being an early
I wouldn't say early. I would say middle rounds. I think he's going to hit Dylan, and we're going to see if Dylan wants to have a trade-off or not. And if he does trade off, maybe it is early. either way, to be fair. But I do think that the actual footwork and skill ability, we'll see a lot of that on display from Moses this fight. I think he'll be. Dylan's kind of built for someone who knows how to box to actually sort of maneuver him around. I know Tyson Fury's a completely different style, but if you talk about just he outboxed him before the stoppage. Anyway, we'll see.
Just with the theme of Moses, I know you've been asked about it plenty of times in the past, that infamous sparring story of when a young Moses Itauma turned up with his score kicks on and came and gave you a tough set of sparring sessions. Can you tell that story to me? Because I've never had the privilege of talking to you about it.
Yeah, I was preparing for a world heavyweight and world cruiserweight title at the time against Gallagher, who was a southpaw, and I was well into camp, and I'd sparring his brother as well as Thomas Carty, Nestor, and in case I forgot anyone, I apologise. But anyway, so I was in the thick of was in the thick of sparring anyway, and then Moses' brother Carol said, and his coach said, "Oh, we got his brother. He can come down. He's also a southpaw. He's a bit bigger." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, bring him down." Then they said, "Oh, he's only 15." And then me and my team were a bit like, "He's 15. Leave him at home. I'm not here to spar 15-year-olds. I'm preparing for a world title. How would you even?" Then 1-2 spars later, there's just a random guy in the gym. I didn't really think nothing of it. Cause I already have I'm doing 12 that day, so I already have my guys that I'm gonna spar. And then I done my first 4, and then all of a sudden, I'm not paying attention to who's warming up or who's in next, but all of a sudden this guy gets in through the ropes. So he's big, don't get me wrong, but they whisper to me, "He's 15. Oh, easy." So I'm there thinking, yep, break time, I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna get my breath back. I've got 12 rounds, I'll just use these rounds as get my breath back and just move. And as I said, like I was caught, I was shocked because obviously I sparred loads of top guys. Maybe it's because I didn't expect it. Actually no, then again because we sparred after and I thought this guy's actually still good. Do you know what I mean? But the first time we sparred, I was like, what the? Who is this guy? Do you know what I mean? You know, when he got out after his 4 rounds, or 3 or 4 rounds, I can't remember how many he did. I was like, I couldn't even really concentrate on the other guys that were sparring. I was still there talking to the coach. Like, is he really only 15? Like, so after that, I wanted to see him the next. I was like, yeah, bring him back again on the next spar day. Like, I need to see. And then this time he's in first. I'm not doing him second. We're going first. And then I realised he's actually really good.
What goes through your mind when you've got somebody so young have that type of confidence though to step into the ring with a world champion and give you those tough rounds immediately?
To me, it's still one of my biggest regrets is that I was the first one that he sparred.
Have a well-established name.
Well-established name. No one knew who he was. I went on Instagram. This guy's amazing. Snapchat, and then Frank Warren and them. I should have just used my my world title money and been like, Moses, sign this. Go from there, but you know what?
He actually gives you a great deal of credit for how you tell that story because, to his own advantage, he's used that to build his own profile.
Yeah, well, he deserves it. I'm not going to lie. The sparring was the sparring. Do you know what I mean? And you know, of course, I understand that me and him are in the same weight class at the same time. He's a lot younger than me, but if he wins on Saturday, all of a sudden, at any time, it could be Okolie Moses. So, but I can't lie and say he's not a great fighter, and the sparring wasn't good. So, I feel like, you know, someone like Anthony Joshua at the time, of course, he was a megastar. He saw me, we sparred, and then he kind of, yo, this boy's good, and I went to Olympics and whatever. So, it'll be wrong to see someone that good and just kind of don't tell no one about him. He's good.
We've seen a number of fighters recently have turned down a fight with Moses. So if that was proposed to you by Frank, say Frank was to come to you, say December, big fight, you and Moses, you'd accept that with no questions?
There's no fight that I wouldn't accept in the heavyweight division. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, if I'm honest, I was like, not that I hoped he wouldn't get this far this quickly. I didn't see it. I was like, that boy's fucking boy. He's 15, 16. Now I'm doing the maths with my age, 30, 32, 30. Cool. About 23, 24 is when people really. So by that time, then you see him here against Dylan, and I was like, all right, serious time now. But yeah, so yeah, of course, it's a short answer to that question.
With regards to Dylan on Saturday, is that still a rivalry which you think can be shown in the ring if he is unsuccessful still?
It depends. I think, well, you know what? in this game, you never say never. You know, guys go on for a lot longer. I think I don't know how old he is, 37, 38. I don't know. If he loses this one, he'll probably want to have a rest. I'm in a position where I aim to keep winning. So if I'm able to win, I'm looking for a world title. I'm looking for, do you know what I mean? So it kind of scares me to say me and him could fight, because it would mean I probably took an L or something like that. So I don't really want to, I can't see it if my trajectory stays the same.
Lawrence, Anthony Joshua, somebody you know very well. A lot of talk about his next bout. 2 fights are being mentioned. Firstly, one which many are kind of surprised by, and that's Jake Paul. What do you make of the whole AJ, Jake Paul? Seemingly there are talks going on behind the scenes.
What's my thoughts? Ones that I said, I can't see it personally. Like, it's just because if you're Jake Paul, I don't think you can buy AJ. That's my thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. You can't buy him and say, hey mate, here's some money, do not knock me out. Because it's just like, you've been a champion, you're gonna have that kind of killer instinct anyway. So if that's the case, you've got a really dangerous former heavyweight champion who's in his 30s against a good cruiserweight. I think Jake Paul's actually a good cruiserweight, but you're talking about a really good to great heavyweight against a cruiserweight. So I don't like it personally, but then when I hear Jake Paul's manager talking, I'm just like, hold on, do they know something I don't know? Like, what's going on? But anyway, it's what it is.
The other thing we saw is Freddie Cunningham and Frank Smith were over in Ghana a couple of days ago, and Tony Yoka's mentioned a potential fight with Anthony Joshua taking place over there. Do you see any chance of seeing an AJ and Tony Yoka fight?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, Tony Yoka's a gold medalist at my Olympics, but he's a gold medalist at my Olympics, 2016. I guess if AJ is trying to do comeback, then yeah, because Tony Yoka's what Tony Yoka. I don't even know Tony Yoka like that. But just when I see his mannerisms, the way he fights, whatever else, I just kind of, I don't know what it's about him. I don't really connect with. He seems a bit like sheepish, but we'll see.
Just a couple of fights I want to quickly get your thoughts on. Canelo Crawford. How much of a weight factor? How much is a factor of a weight going to play?
It may or it may not. I watched Canelo's last fight. I thought the other guy did really well. Skull, I know everyone was talking about him running and this, that, and another, but I thought the footwork was really frustrating Canelo. So someone who's able to move their feet well and pick shots can actually cause. We see basically the fights that Canelo's lost have been against really good movers. Bivol, he's a good mover boxer. Lara, I know he didn't lose the fight, but it looked like he could have lost it. Mayweather, obviously. Who else comes to mind? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So you can see how Crawford could win, but Crawford's also older than Canelo, so we don't know.
Benavidez, Anthony Yarde.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I think as they said, shootout. It's going to be exciting. One thing about Anthony Yarde is every fight he has is an exciting fight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, every fight has. So Benavidez, same thing. So I think their two styles will mesh together really well. You obviously favour Benavidez because he's got a lot more work rate than Anthony Yarde, but maybe Anthony Yarde could slow him down with precision and punching power.
Lawrence, just final one to end on. Obviously, you're training with Joe Gallagher. Have you got any update? How's Joe doing at this moment in time?
Yeah, I don't really want to, it's obviously his journey to kind of, express or whatever else. But from what we spoke today, he's in great spirits. He's recovering really well. So we just, always keep positive and keep hoping that, the recovery continues to go well.
Please pass on my best to Joe. Obviously, like everybody, wishes him the best and hope to see him make a recovery. But yeah, in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the Sparring Club, and I look forward to an announcement soon for you, Lawrence.
Yes, much love.